Welcome to another edition of Northern Heat. Today our special guest is Samuel Degg. And Sam, let's just talk about what just happened here. We had a large group of people that had a march down on Main Street to finish over here in the harbor front. And it's all tied into a young girl from Sweden that started this. So let's talk a little bit about that and see how this all translated into this event happening in Bathurst.
Yeah, so we had about maybe 1,000 people, school kids, adults of every age. Like Greta started a really nice movement, but everybody has to do its part. And it needs to be, what I think is we tend to point to governments and, policies, but I think instead of being top down, everybody needs, it needs to start from the people, the communities, the small community. I think the change will happen this way.
Yeah, and when we talk about the change is specific that touches everybody in the world because we're talking about climate change.
Yeah,
we're talking about doing something and listening to the scientists that are telling us that our planet is on fire. Yeah, and we need to do something.
Yes, and what I can see in the last year is that people believe it now. It used to be, maybe yes, maybe no.
Yeah.
I think people really believe the scientists now, which is a good thing, but we need to act on it. And again, instead of pointing fingers, I think if we should point our fingers to ourselves and say, how can I make a difference? How can I consume less?
Yeah.
The best R is, instead of recycle is good, reuse is great, reduce is even better. And what I think we should do, and it doesn't affect the local economy, is to consume a whole lot less. But what we consume intelligently and we consume local, where the food hasn't traveled thousands of kilometers. Where
you're right. You're absolutely right.
We haven't deforested an area that shouldn't be deforested. I think, and a lot of ideas got shared today, and I think it's great.
Well, and the thing today too that impressed me was that this is like ground roots starting with young people that are telling us adults that we're screwing them up.
Yes.
So it's up to us that we promised we'd take care of them, and that's what Greta's message is, and what I heard a few weeks ago on a message she gave is that, you promise that you're going to take care of your kids, but you're not.
Yeah.
You're doing something to the planet that's killing the planet that will not make our future viable.
Yeah, and I think instead of saying you're regretting stuff, it's done, what's done is done, but what can we do now?
Yeah.
That's, best.
And you don't have to do much.
No.
You gave a speech, Paulo gave a speech and talked about the fact of he challenged the students from ESN and BHS to just decide to not come to school with their mother or father's car or their own for one day a week. Take the bus.
Start with that and you create a habit. You add one more day, and the whole neighborhood does it.
There we go. So there we go. Turning on the heat in northern New Brunswick, thinking about our planet, looking at global warming as being a serious event that is happening to us, and being able to, and thank you very much for organizing and getting people out here. You say 1,000, but it could have been more, because when we marched down Main Street and the whole Main Street was full. So thank you very much for organizing this, Sam, and the fact that you care about our planet and being able to get us all revved up to do it and get all the students behind you. Excellent work. Thank you very much for doing that.
All right.
There we are. Turning on the heat in northern New Brunswick.